We are Digital Terrain. We track every aspect of underground mining for over 10 years. Simbio Manage. Location Management. Course Outcomes. At the end of this course, you should have an understanding of how to create a new location in Manage. Understand the different location types and their purpose, and when to change them. Understand the purpose and function of source and destination codes. Set up and manage locations for various tasks such as bogging, trucking and drilling. Apply design profiles to locations and deactivate old locations. Welcome to Simbio Manage. Today we're looking at location management. The location field or dimension is a key part of our data capture and describes where any task has been done. In Plod, it is compulsory often for most tasks, and we display different sets of locations based on the tasks that have been done. This page in Manage is grouped by location type, and at the top, we have development headings, and these are all different headings on this test site. When we edit one, we have a number of different options. To add a new location to be deployed into the app, you simply go to Add New. You can choose from a template. We have some standard different location types which are development heading, focus to profile, and you see it as default to a bunch of other things that will cause it to go into the correct places in the plot operator. To choose and allocate these tasks to set up a profile. Source code is how this location is categorized. The dirt destination code is a tricky one. That is how you categorize this location if it was behaving as a destination for trucks. In this case, as a development heading, it is probably not applicable. If it was a stope, you might categorize this as not applicable because that's how this stope is coded. If you were taking material to that location, you can choose the level default material and the work area, which may or may not be set up. This allows you to choose different zones in one, which you see here as a development heading template. We've just got a few different checkboxes and they're all populated. If you want to untick them, that will cause this location to drop off certain tasks and not be available in those lists. This is the main repository for locations. It is grouped by different areas and all active locations. The simplest way to find a location that might be missing is to make an edit to expand out all active locations. Filter out the location that you want, and you can then expand that out for more. This is our new location. We can edit that and change it into a stope. We can change this to be production and not development. Leave it as an original source of dirt for the truck or bogger. We may select to choose to back filter here and change the source code to be stope. This is a very important part. The source code is what splits this location and changes it from development to production. This coding is a source code that will determine whether or removal from this location is classified as development dirt or stope production dirt. Destination code. As a stope, you can code this as a backfill. This is how you would treat this stope if it was behaving as a destination, and this is how you treat it as it's behaving as a stope. Default material may be applied to a stope. Bogging tram distance. You can set this up as a configurable variable to classify how far you're tramming with the bogger prior to loading trucks or dumping the material. Now you can make additional edits to the profile, just by expanding this out. We just got a few key ones. Click on the backfill and that will make that available to be backfilled. Locations can exist in any or all of these categorizations. Try to keep it only to the ones where it's needed, because then you get more accurate data entry. If you have smaller lists in the tasks, to see what locations are available on the different tasks, you can click on this and this will show you that when you're choosing bog sump, you'll be presented with a list of locations where the development, production, or the service crew box is ticked. Cabolt drilling must have the cabolting box ticked. We can change the configuration of these to the tasks. So for example, you don't want to have to tick a cabolt box and you just want it to be always available on development headings. Then we can change that in the background so that all development ticks will be available to be cabolt drilled. Periodically you should deactivate locations that are not being used. The cleaner you have the lists that you present to the operators in their plot app, the more accurate the data will be. So that is a simple matter of just finding the one that you want to deactivate and unticking the active field. Trucks and boggers original source of dirt. So if you have a location tick with this tick on, then this is the location, the primary location that will be loaded. The bogger and trucks will choose to load from scratch. For boggers and trucks, it has 3 location fields in the data entry. For haul tasks, we can see that they have destination loaded at and location. The location is where the dirt was broken loaded, and the stockpile is the destination is where it was dumped. There is a distance matrix between loaded at and destination, which is how the TKMS are calculated. If we look at this location, it has an original source of dirt for truck and boggers tips, and it has not got loading bay ticked. For good clean trucking data, we would have a set of loading bays and a set of destinations. They may be duplicated in the sense that some locations may act as a loading bay and a destination. But we should try and have the original source of dirt for the truck and bogger as a separate location with its own tick. Backfill destinations to be a separate tick box. That is how to drive the location lists in Manage and Plod. It is very important to keep these tidy because your results in more accurate data the smaller and tidy these lists. Course complete. Congratulations! You have now completed this short training video on Simbio Manage. Any further questions, please ask your site champion for assistance.